Hey everyone, if you're watching this, welcome to the playback of my LinkedIn Live. I'll be talking about budgets for 2019 quarter four and a little bit about what's going on in the summer regarding marketing and LinkedIn and trends, themes, how much are people logging into LinkedIn, is it worthwhile to advertise in the summer, and most importantly, what lessons we can learn from this summer so we can implement and have in mind when we plan and structure for next summer, and also how we can plan for quarter four. So anyway, welcome and thank you everyone for joining me. I appreciate having you guys on here and being live with me. It means a lot and I love the community. Anyway, so it's been about 2 weeks since I went live on LinkedIn. Last I was with Jacob David of Jezreel Valley Winery, and we actually talked about content marketing and putting things up. So when I was at his winery, what we were able to do is I saw all these amazing things going on. There's a guy massaging, squeezing grapes, literally in a bucket. There's another woman checking the pH levels. There were two guys cutting up these big metal, like foil-looking things to put over on top of the barrels or the wine in order to reflect the sun, because the sun here is very strong. There's so much content for us to put up all the time. And the question is, why don't we actually put up this content? So that's the short end of a little bit of a discussion I want to talk about, and then go into a little bit about the summer in quarter four. So first, let's talk about what's going on this summer. First off, let me know if you're having any trouble hearing me, if I'm having any technical issues. Also, if you have any comments, let me know. I will respond. If you want to, also feel free to send me a WhatsApp at 972-054-5847-723354. Send me a LinkedIn message, and I'll be sure to respond to all comments and all questions. Or you can put it in the comments, but keep in mind there's like a 20-30 second delay, so I'll get to it in a bit after, just to keep that in mind. So yeah, so first off, let's talk about content. I post to LinkedIn 4 to 5 times a week, Sunday through Thursday mostly. And what I've learned is that all around you is content. Every idea that you have is content. Everything I learn is content. Every insight I have for any client is content. This is all stuff that we can be putting up and putting live for our target audience, so we can actually help them to be able to provide better value, and for most importantly, so we can show what we're doing, right? Day to day, you don't know what I'm doing, but many people come to me and they go, yo, you're always at conferences. Now, this is before I used to post regularly, and because the pictures I take of myself are either with clients, at conferences, doing things outside of the office. 95% of the time, from the time I wake up, from the time I go to bed, I'm working. I'm in my office, headphones on, serving clients, client calls, working on accounts, building campaigns, A/B testing, LinkedIn and Google and Quora, and so on and so forth. So much like even Instagram or other things, we only highlight the sexy and flashy parts of our lives, but we don't actually show what we're doing regularly. So as Gary Vaynerchuk says, we want to document. So if you have a social media strategy, you can take pictures of people. They walk in the door and ask them, hey, what are you thinking of today? Short snippets, and post it organically on LinkedIn or YouTube or other social media. There's so much content. If you've got 20 people at your company or 5 people at your company, every person has loads of information, loads of opinion. Everyone has a different personality, and every person is loaded with content. And this is why it's important that you're able to post this stuff and you're able to share that, so people understand that you don't just have a culture, you don't just have a personality. You're not just a logo, but rather you're a collection of individuals that come together as a team. So that's something I want to just touch on now. Anyway, if you have any comments or questions about that, let me know before we move on to talking a little bit about what's going on in the summer on LinkedIn. As we all know, people are less active on LinkedIn. That is not unusual. It's not abnormal in the summer, and that's cool. It's an opportunity to spend time with family and friends, especially in Israel here. I mean, kids don't have school. Summer camp isn't as prevalent and, let's say, popular as it is in the United States. So people are stuck with their kids. So therefore, it's a great opportunity to do a family vacation. So many people take at least a week off in August. Another thing I want to talk about is specifically cost per clicks on LinkedIn. I posted earlier this morning, a few hours ago, that I'm seeing a drop of almost 20% of cost per clicks on LinkedIn. I spoke with LinkedIn about it, and they'll kill me for sharing this, but they said that they were also expecting about the same amount, and that's what usually happens in August and much of July. The reason, in my opinion, I asked them why, and they wouldn't share, how do they knew in advance it would probably be lower cost per click, is because less people share. So it's a supply and demand, right? Let's put it this way. The demand is, or supply, whatever, the demand is, people are demanding to see things in their newsfeed. Mostly organic, some ads. The supply is you advertising on LinkedIn. So if there are fewer people saying, hey, let's shut off ads for August because either our sales people are away, our marketing people are away, we won't be able to get to them as fast, so it's not worth our time. So what does that mean? You know what I mean? Or our target audience is less likely to be working in August, which as a general rule, more than any other month, maybe December might be an exception, or July, that is true. So what we want to be able to do is be able to take advantage of the fact that other people are sleeping. Now, if you're not familiar, Gary Vaynerchuk has an awesome video called August. He came out a few years ago. Go to YouTube and search Gary V August. And he talked about August is the opportunity to do two things. One is the opportunity to take off, vacation, see your family, see friends, travel, do all the things that you want that you can't when you're focused on your work. On the other hand, it's your opportunity to double down, show your voice, do marketing when your competition and other people that swim in the same pool as you don't put out content, right? It's an opportunity for you to do a lot more, get ahead, get your processes in order, hiring in order, whatever it is, your accounting, your accounts payable, everything that, other things that revolve around your company, you know what I mean? Kind of like cleaning up your books. And these are other great opportunities that you're able to do. So these are some things just to keep in mind for August. But since fewer people are marketing and advertising in August, therefore it's cheaper, right? You get a better bang for your buck. You're able to make more money because less people want to show their ads. So there's less competition to show your ads in other people's news feeds. Therefore, this is why you need to double down on your ads. Even if you're taking off, make sure you double down on ads. We're seeing for most of our clients around 20% lower cost per clicks. That also means a lower cost per leads. And in a couple of clients' cases, we're actually for a change having trouble or challenge to actually spend their full budgets. So that's something else in order for you to be able to keep it in mind. So August is a time for you to go all in on marketing advertising because other people choose to shut it off because they can't serve them. Now let's talk about the other end. You serve an ad in August. And let's say your target audience, I'll just talk for me, for example, is head of marketing at a high-tech company, right? Now, he or she, as a rule, like anyone else, is more likely to be taking off. And more likely, even if they're working, like myself, might be a little bit more relaxed and don't want to be contacted by a salesperson or download something or do anything beyond what they're obligated, and they might wait until September. So therefore, that being said, those not just cost per clicks and therefore cost per leads are cheaper. The leads that you get, people that do say, hey, salesperson called me, hey, I might be an MQL, hey, I want to download this and read and learn more during the summer. These are people that have a greater need and are more likely to become a lower funnel. So suddenly you're getting all the advantages, at least on LinkedIn, of the targeting of LinkedIn ads, but I think you're having kind of a tent that you kind of get with Google ads. So it's really awesome. So therefore, don't miss out on the opportunity to be able to go live, not to go live, in order to be able to show your ads over in August. And anything in August, you should be doubling down. So make sure first and foremost you're doing that. All right, so anyone has any questions, leave me the comments and I'll be sure to respond, or you can send me a direct message. I have my messages open, I'll be able to take a look there. So now that we talked about summer, why you should be doubling down, because cost per clicks and cost per leads are cheaper, and those that decide to become leads are often more interested and have more of an urgent need than those that do the rest of the year. Let's talk about Q4. You need to know, first off, what your budgets are going to be for Q4 and be able to allocate them appropriately, and also for 2020. It's kind of important if you think about it. You know that we all like to sweep this under the rug, especially in the summer. But when we come back in September, we'll have less than a month, and quarter four will be here. And we need to make sure that we're hitting our sales targets, our revenue targets, our pipeline targets for the year. And in order to be able to do that, you need to make sure you have the right marketing budget in line, the right structure in line, and the right target audience. And that we're actually feeding them a few different kinds of content. So making sure that we're getting all of those touch points that are necessary in order for them to convert. So let's talk about it, right? So for your Q4, make sure you have budget for the following. Your general lead generation, which should be about 50-60% if you're a mature account of your spend. You should be having your social, your top blog posts non-gated. Make sure people are able to access that. And the reason is that you don't just do your same targeting, you do a more hyper targeting, you prefer targeting because you're paying people to not become leads, but rather for them to be aware of your brand. And then make sure, most importantly, when you're doing that, is that you have strong remarketing in place, not just for LinkedIn ads, but also for Google ads. Google ads remarketing is much cheaper, but LinkedIn ads is more expensive for banners remarketing. However, you can also lay over audience of, let's say, visitors that, let's say, have not visited your career page and exclude competitors. And, target will give people only, let's say, visited resources in your blog page. These are opportunities for remarketing that we can do on LinkedIn and not on Google. So it's important that you're doing both Google remarketing and LinkedIn remarketing because it's obviously in your best interest. So I want to make sure that you're also doing that for Q4 and 2020 beyond. So make sure you're able to recap and make sure you're able to do everything that you need here for your accounts. So I just want to recap here. First, the summer cost per clicks are down 20%. Why would you pull out when results are better and when leads are higher quality? Because if they're converting and giving over their details in the summer, that means they have a more urgent need during the rest of the year. If, let's say, they fill it out today, that means they had that need more yesterday. If they fill it out mid-September when they're back, they're saying, oh, I might have this need later in Q4 or 2020, right? Which is why you need to double down your advertising, especially your lead generation efforts right now in the summer. Take advantage, you'll get better quality leads and cheaper leads, less competition. Also, you discover competition. Regarding budgets, make sure that you have the appropriate budgets needed in order to do lead generation for the end of 2019, and also make sure that you have all the content marketing that is needed that's relevant there. And also make sure you do the budgets for 2020. I'm making this pretty short live because it's been a couple weeks since I've been live and I need to be able to go live regularly in order to stay in the beta program. I want to talk about LinkedIn Live for a minute. I want to talk about a new venture that we're starting. I was blessed and honored to be the first person to do LinkedIn Live in Israel because of my activity here on LinkedIn. I got 2 emails from 2 people in HR saying, hey, yo, we just got LinkedIn Live. What the hell do we do? How do we do it? So I see HR is starting to get some access. And they know that it's actually a bigger pain in the ass than they think, and some other people in Israel. So you'll be seeing from other people other than me, but of course they won't be as good. What do you expect? On the other hand, it's great more people are doing LinkedIn Live. It makes it a lot more fun. It makes our community more real. I love it. So the more, the merrier. More people that join our network, engage with our content, whether it's live, regular posts, or even in private messages, the more people are using LinkedIn, the better off we all win. And then another thing I want to talk about is cybersecurity and influencer marketing. I need your input here. Are you aware of influencer platforms for B2B technology companies, right? E-commerce, B2C, there are many influencer platforms, or just, hey, promote my thing on Instagram, write in your stories, and we'll pay you X. But there's such a thing that help promote our posts and we'll give you percent per, let's say, traffic or click or impression, so on and so forth. I don't think that exists. So I'm doing a POC for cybersecurity companies for Q4 starting October 1st. We have room for one more cyber company. This is a proof of concept. So it's $700 a month for 3 months, no management fee, nothing. It's about seeing if I can be able to make a proof of concept work for cybersecurity companies for them to influencer marketer. Now, of course, influencer marketing doesn't mean whoever wants to post. It needs to be people that are already posting in cyber. So therefore, their following is already cyber. Now, you might be asking why cyber. It's because we have many cyber clients. And so I was able to go to them directly and ask them if they'd be able to. So I have them signed up. I didn't even reach out to influencers. That's the easy part. What we have is the ad spend, and we have room for one more. It's not mandatory if someone else wants to join us for a proof of concept for Q4. The goal is to be able to make, if this works, we'll probably do another proof of concept, like the cost per click in this quarter, 2014, Q4, Q1, 2020. We'll probably do CPM I'll see how it works based on the feedback on both the influencers and the marketers, advertisers, and the cyber companies. But the goal is for this to be, if this takes off, is to expand into other industries and to be the source for B2B influencers on LinkedIn, Twitter, and where else, because that currently doesn't exist. This is very neat. It's much needed. As a marketing agency and company, we're not like other marketing agencies. We don't have competition, right? We're not like, oh, we do everything. We're not going to sell snow to Eskimos. We're extremely strong in lead generation and LinkedIn. That's our focus, and that's why we don't have competition, because we're the best. We have the best customer service. We're Anglo in our nature. We're Anglo in our customer service, Anglo in our results, Anglo in our English, and also we're obsessed with LinkedIn. We love it. We want to provide that value, and we have new talent starting next month that will reflect that other Anglos. And we want more people to be using LinkedIn and more people to actually be using influencer marketing in a sense to be able to help promote posts that you would share otherwise, but influencers can be compensated and other cyber companies can be able to push that and other B2B marketers. So if you're in B2B marketing and if you know of a company that might be interested in influencer marketing, or you're an influencer in a focused area, it could be autonomous driving, anything, keep us in mind and reach out to me and I'll get back to you in 2020. If you're a cyber company or a cyber influencer, reach out to me, especially cyber influencers. I haven't reached out to any yet, but what we're going to be able to do is you'll be able to share posts you would otherwise. They're not going to be gated. They'll only be blogs, let's say, and you'll be able to earn money, let's say a free lunch every day, right? On being able to share posts you would otherwise. And what we'll do is we'll bring all the sources, we'll streamline all the sources of cyber news and things for the people that are involved in influencer to you, so you can easily receive it. We're dealing with a platform to do it for the proof of concept. So any cyber companies out there, or cyber influencers, please make sure to reach out to us directly. We're here for you. If you have any more questions, feel free to send me over a message. I'll probably be getting off soon. I just wanted to say hi, everyone. Hope you have a productive August. Double down in August. Cost per clicks are cheaper in August. Cost per lead are cheaper, and the leads that you get have higher intent. It is awesome that way. So thank you for joining me for LinkedIn Live. I'll be signing off soon, and make sure your budget's aligned for Q4 in 2020. If you have any questions about LinkedIn, lead generation, advertising, or influencer marketing, reach out to us. We're here to help you. This is our passion. We would do this even if we didn't earn a living off of it. All right, thank you, everyone, and I wish you all the best, and thanks so much for joining our broadcast. Feel free to send me a direct message. I respond to all messages. I'm very personable. All right, take care, everyone, and